All right, everybody, welcome to NorCal Sports Network. And this is the same hat that Brock Purdy's dad wears. Chat loves it when Marty Lurie comes on.
Anytime you lose a game this time of year, when you can't go backwards, it's a problem.
All right, everybody. Welcome on in. NorCal Sports Network. Warriors tonight crush the Sacramento Kings. Was not really ever that close. Warriors looking good. First of 6 straight that I predicted before the break that they would come out and win their first 6 after the break. And they won the one the last game too. So, all right, guys. Show is brought to you by Chapman Law Group. Chapman Law Group, located in Marin, licensed in all of California. Give Chapman Law Group a call for all your legal needs. There's their number on the screen. 9483 Chapman Law Group. And maybe it's a bender you're in. You gotta, maybe you gotta hit from behind. Personal injury. Give Chapman Law Group a call. Let them help you out. All right, guys. Lou.
Yes, sir.
What was your take on the game tonight?
One team going up, the other team going down. I thought the best thing that happened to the Warriors tonight is they got gut punched, where they again had a big whopping lead of 22. It got down to 10, and the old Warriors would have folded, and it might have been like a 4-point game. But with the new Warriors, they actually said, okay, we knew Sacramento would come out. They had a great defensive stop, and they wind up going on a 6-0 run, and then there it went. They went back all the way up to a 22, 24-point lead. The other thing why I say one team going up, one going down, big thing with the Warriors, I'm not even going to talk about Jimmy Butler, but you have two guys that actually really showed up tonight. They were 16 for 22 shooting. I'm talking about Moody with him starting and Buddy Hield.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time they were 16 for 22 from the field, one of them, but necessarily both. And the best thing I think about the Warriors too, especially with Jimmy there, it seems like, he's always getting in the line. And I know this shocks Warrior fans. And no, I'm not stuttering, 12 for 12 from the free throw line. So yeah, that's a huge thing because I think the first part of the year, the Warriors had two major problems. Shooting, way too many threes where they weren't hitting, but they just weren't consistent. And free throws were a major problem where it seemed like every game, 12 for 21, 14 for 28. And, tonight was really, really good. And then, I'll just speak since I know we have some Sacramento fans. Sacramento has a problem. At one point, until the last 2 minutes of the game, they had 8 points from their bench. And with this starting lineup, it's almost like they need 3 balls where guys are just standing around waiting to get the ball. And, they better step up because it could be a long second half of the season because now, without Fox, it's just too much one-on-one play. And then, you get back to the Warriors. I really like Moody starting. This is now the second straight time where we now had the exact same lineup where, I think Kerr's now believing in these guys. I think we always knew that Moody could do it, but it's a big difference when you're starting and he's showing up. And I think if there's one negative about the Warriors tonight, too much Brandon shooting. I don't want him shooting the most 3-pointers on the team. This is sort of how it went when we had Draymond Green shooting too many 3-pointers. They don't need to shoot 3-pointers. Just play your guard play. I don't want you shooting 9 3-pointers when Steph only shoots 8 and the next guy's 4. He's not a 3-pointer, but that's the only negative I'm going to say tonight because tonight they looked better. And I think overall they wanted it more. You got to remember the Warriors were 1-9 against their division. they finally showed up, and big second win, and hopefully this could lead to something more.
Yeah, you look at the lines. Moses Moody and Buddy Hield had same lines: 8-11 field goals, 5 for
16
8
for
from
22. I mean, I can't remember the
3-point,
last time that happened.
and they both 1 for 1 for free throws. How'd you like Moody's 4-point play? He called it as he released it. He pointed to the ref. Hey, I got fouled. It was nice to see him finish the 4-point play, and somebody else got a 3-point play that Pods. Nice to see him come through with the free throw. I mean, like you said, Lou, 12 of 12. That's a huge difference. Turnovers tonight, the Warriors only had 12. If they seem to keep it at 12 or under, they seem to win the majority of the game. Sacramento had 21 turnovers. The Warriors turned a lot of those into points. Sacramento, they don't seem to have a point guard, really. I mean, like you said, Fox gone. They brought this, Marquez Fultz.
Fultz played 8 minutes. I mean, I know they say 10, but literally, it was just, scrub time at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say this Quentin Post kid, if he keeps hitting his threes and he just plays 5 to 10 minutes a night, he got 14 minutes. Well, a few of those at the end was garbage, but if he can give you 10 minutes and just give you a little break and keep the shooting
6
going.
8 points, it's huge, because when he gives you 6 or 8, it's more like 16 to 20, it feels like.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, how about the hustle tonight on Guy Santos' part? The guy
Santos probably had 2, and here's why you can't always go by stats. You got to watch the game. Even though he scored no points, right?
Yeah.
He was involved not once, not twice, but 3 plays that led to hoops by other players. And a couple of them were, all it was is he just out hustled, where Sacramento watched, and he was actually the only one going for the boards. And, that was big. Those plays all add up. When you get a bench that's, when you got Post.
The Warriors had 5 players in double figures. 4 of them scored 20, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
You had Curry get 20, and then Pods got 21, and Moody and Hield 22, and then Jimmy Butler 17. So your starting lineup scored roughly right around 80 points, 26, 42, 63. Yeah, 80
86.
points.
Yeah,
80 points. Well, not counting. Yeah, counting Green. Yeah, I was just thinking the 4. Yeah, 86, and then you got the bench. No, this is a team that looked good. They put them away, and I think this could be the start of something. You got Dallas Sunday. They're retiring Andre Iguodala's number. Let me ask you this. I put something out on Twitter about 4 or 5 days ago. They're going to retire Iguodala's number. Steph, Clay, Draymond. So you'll have 23 and 11 and 30. I don't know. Maybe they eventually do KD's 35, but you got Iguodala, number 9. Do you think they should retire Sean Livingston's number 34? He won 3 titles, and he was kind of I don't know. I thought Sean Livingston was like so instrumental and such a clutch player for the Warriors all those years. And he came the first year, 2014, the first year they won it. And after everything he'd been through as a player, tearing up his knee, and he was just I don't know. I just thought he was like the perfect Warrior. Quiet, but just was really, really. I think the Warriors should consider retiring his number. I really do.
I never thought about it. I mean, I love Iggy, Iguodala, especially being an Arizona guy, but I'm sort of surprised. Was he the difference to bring him over the title with his defense?
Iggy?
I mean, you got to remember when you retire a number, that means you're one of the greatest of that franchise. Okay. And the Warriors literally for a long time didn't retire numbers. Are we doing this just because of the championships? I have nothing, but it wasn't like Iguodala played here 10 years. I know he was a changer. I know he was MVP of, the finals, but is that worth retiring the number? That's all I'm saying. I mean, you got to remember, especially of this generation with the championships, you have 4 or 5 guys. Why don't you just retire everyone's number then? Because to me, you're getting to the point now where, hey, Iguodala, I love, like I said, and he was a great with Denver. He was a great Warrior, but retiring the number, it's gotten to the point now where it's like the Hall of Fame. It's like, are you just going to start doing it because you're good? I mean, there's a big difference. To me, I'll just throw out different things with the Warriors. Are there other players that deserve it from the championships? Why don't they just retire Monte Ellis? Because without Monte Ellis, they wouldn't have won any of them. And then retire the center too. All I'm saying is to retire a number, you have to be a special player. And that's all I'm saying. Nothing wrong with Ig, but to retire a number is a big, big, big thing. And if you remember, the Warriors didn't retire numbers for 30 years. When you looked up in the Raptors, they had 2. When you really think about it. So
that loss the other night to Dallas before the All-Star break was huge because they should have won that game. But Sunday night's game is big. Take a look at the actual standings where the Warriors line up. Right now they're in the 9th spot. And I like where they're headed. They're only 1 game in the loss column behind Minnesota and Dallas. So,
and they're getting a lot of breaks. Dallas isn't completely healthy, so you got to take advantage of that. The Lakers right now coming off, like last night's Lakers loss was huge. People don't realize it. They were 14.5-point favorites. Against Charlotte. I'm sorry, on Wednesday. Yeah, and they lost, and it was at home. So, I'm just saying, maybe the Warriors are starting to get breaks, in the last 25 games, because maybe they didn't get any breaks at the beginning of the season. It's sort of, just sort of goes. And, I just, I'm happy for Iggy. I just, when you retire a number, usually that means you're there. You make a huge thing. And, I don't want the Warriors to retire every number,
Yeah.
That's
Mark
all I'm
Graves
saying.
Mark says you got to bow to the bozo.
I'm not allowed to call him bozo anymore. I got a huge call off air saying that, hey, if he's going to be starting and he's showing respectable stuff, I got to start showing him some respectable. So, Mark, I'm sorry. It was all part of the contract for me to stay. It got really intense. And, Dan got involved, and then we had Big Frank get involved, and Larry Kruger was the deciding vote. And then I'm not talking to Larry anymore since he voted against me. So we're going to give him a little bit of we're going to see what we can do to bring him to the playoffs. So I gotta start talking nice. Now that doesn't mean Kratman. I'm not going to go back until he does something. But as for Brandon, I'm going to give him a little respect because he's earned it.
Yeah, he's definitely played well. He looks like a different player from the beginning of the season. I really think that broken nose and playing with that mask must have affected him because he didn't even look like an NBA player the first half. The first 40 games or so. How many? They played 57 games, 58, something like that.
Yeah,
I would say like the first 40 games, he just looked like a G-leaguer.
He was pretty bad, the sophomore jigs. And then what did you have up there, Dan, before? Was that Mark Graves talking about part of Iggy's number retirement?
Yeah.
So we're going to give it to a guy who wanted to play for the Warriors? He was a free agent. He wanted to play for the Warriors. He took less money. So all of a sudden, he's the first player ever to want to play.
Well, I think where that's coming from. Hey, Jim, good to see you. Yeah, it was a nice win tonight. Yes. I think the thing with Iggy and Joe Lacob, the Warriors were Iggy was with Denver when the Warriors beat them in the playoffs the year before they won the title, or one or 2 years.
He could have gone
before.
anywhere. He was very well known for his defense. Again, I know all about Iggy. I saw him at U of A, fell in love with him there. But I'm just saying, retiring a number, it's an honor, and usually it's something where, if you were to talk to someone before we knew they were going to retire the number, and it's up in the rafters, and you ask somebody, hey, in the last 40 years, who do you think the Warriors have retired their number? You wouldn't even think Iggy. That's all I'm saying. It's like the Giants now. They're going to start having so many numbers up. It's like, come on. To me, it's retiring a number. It's an honor. I'm happy for him. But, it's like, the Hall of Fame, the Giants they have nothing else to do. So let's just retire another number.
Well, let me ask you this. Does Iggy go into the Basketball Hall of Fame?
No. Do you think he deserves the Basketball Hall of Fame?
No, I don't think he's. I don't think he fits. He's close. He's close in the sense that I think the thing with Iggy that gets his number retired with Golden State is he's just so. He was like a player coach, and he was just the attitude and everything that, the Warriors. He was an energy guy. I mean, it was he's part of that Hampton Five,
Do you think the Warriors deserve to retire KD's number? Remember I don't think he played for the Warriors.
He played 3 years. I don't think you win those. I don't know if you win those 2 titles without him.
Is retiring a number all about the championships? There's a lot of ups and downs. I just, again, I don't mean to be negative on it. It's just, to me, when they retire your number, it's like when you think of the championships with the Warriors, you think of the 3, maybe 4 players that went through it all. And I don't, when I think of the championships, I don't think of KD. You think of Steph, you think of Thompson, you think of Green, and you maybe Steve Kerr. What a difference he made after Jackson. But again, it's just, hey, that's just my point of view. To have a number retired, you got to be something special, unique. And when you think about the championships, usually those are the people that come up. And that's just my personal feeling. Everyone has different feelings.
Yeah.
And different things. So
I think it wouldn't shock me to see KD a Warrior in the offseason.
With Phoenix and all their problems.
Yeah.
The multi-billionaire buys the team, and now it's been nothing but disaster.
I could see a deal where Draymond gets traded along with Kuminga in a sign and trade. Especially if the Warriors do not win it this year. Kuminga would probably command about, because see, the salaries is KD's like 51 million, Draymond's like 20, 24.
And Kuminga will probably be 35.
Yeah, so that would be like 60. And it might be 40. It might be 40, and that would be 65. You can flip KD and Grayson Allen.
I love Grayson Allen, another outside shooter.
Which would give the Warriors another outside shooter, KD, and then you have Butler, KD, and Steph.
The big 3 again.
And I could see that. Am I going to the game tomorrow, Skaters? I was planning on, but I'm not now. I'm just fighting off this second round of this this head stuff, this respiratory crap. You could probably hear it in my throat. We're not going to go too long tonight, maybe another 10 minutes or so. I just barely talk. Got me on some antibiotics now. It's like 2 weeks I've been dealing with this, Lou. 2 weeks.
It's all because of the dog. The man upstairs, since you cut the dog's tail off, now you're getting sick. He's the man upstairs saying, "Hey, I gave you a great dog, and look what you did to him. Now I'm going to get it back to you."
Cut his tail off, and now I'm paying the price. Oh, that's it.
No, it happens. You know, there's like a big. I mean, you can look at the chat, ask chat. There's a lot. There's something going on up here. It's pretty bad. I mean, I'm very lucky. But you go to the coffee shops, everyone's sick. It's not COVID. It's just
I've heard it all over.
Yeah, all over here. And then the weather is shit. The other thing too is like, you know, I walked to the dog park today, my little transistor radio, listening to the homers of the Warriors, and the sun still goes down at like 5:15, and then all of a sudden it's like a 25-degree difference. It's like a 8-10 mile an hour wind. It's cold. People have their knit hats on, gloves. It's sort of ridiculous. Wow. Like, dude, spring training's starting. Let's go. So
yeah, spring training. Yes. Spring training.
You got to watch it. So, and then it's funny. I'll just throw this out in baseball. It's less than a month away. The first game in Tokyo.
Can't wait.
So, it's going to be great. Baseball is going to start. Basketball playoffs.
Hey, guess what, Lou? I got my flight today. San Diego.
All right.
August 20th, early in the morning. I'm going to head over. Catch. We'll see the Giants Padres Thursday afternoon in San Diego. I should just come to Wednesday night too, man, and catch the Wednesday night game. But I think we might see Bryce Eldridge, Lou, because that's right within the window where he can come up and not lose his rookie status.
Dan, I don't know if you know, but there was a preview show the other night on NorCal Sports Network. And when Flores is having 25 homers and lighting up at first, Eldridge will stay down. Because when you do bold picks, you got to stick by him.
Bold picks. You have Flores getting 25 homers?
Yeah, that's right. He comes back. That was my bold pick. But then if you remember what your bold pick was at first base.
Oh, that was satire.
Late night, Lamont 40. Okay, well,
that was 40-40. Lamont Wade. That was having some fun.
Okay. So
that
I'm just telling you, just a little friendly reminder. And why not? Hey, big Warrior win. We're excited. So what the hell? But no. I mean, that'd be fun to see him down there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Philip said you said 30. You said 30. Oh my goodness. Lou, I'll tell you what.
Are you aware what he hit 2 years ago when he was healthy? How many homers?
23.
23. I just want to,
his bat
that's why
speed
when
was
you say
awful.
20,
his bat speed was awful.
I didn't want them to pick him up, but now, now that he's on the team, I got to, root for him sometimes because unfortunately I'm going to be watching him.
So you're going to go for 30 homers. How about let's do a little bet if he hits 20?
No. Because if anyone remember the bold picks, I mean, I think the Giants. So August 20th, that would be 3 weeks after the. I mean, God, we want to know who the manager is because I've already said our boy will be fired by then.
Melvin?
Yeah.
I was thinking the Giants' schedule. I remember the 1987 season, and I was thinking, you got
to like those kids.
No, the 87 season. Yeah, it was the kids, and they started off 5-0.
Yeah.
They
skaters on baseball. No, I'm not skating, and I didn't run into a wall saying the Giants are making the playoffs. We did bold picks the other night. You should have been on there. It was an amazing show. We even had Bora swinging a baseball bat, showing us how to throw a 90-mile-an-hour pitch, as well and to hit a 90-mile-an-hour slider, because we had Crapman up there. And the first thing we saw was Crapman, runners at second and third, 2-2 pitch, strike three, swung on a miss, can't even foul it. And then, it's one of those things. But no, Philip the Hackman, Mr. Jeffrey Leonard. Yeah. So, it was one of those things. Guys, we're not always going to be negative. We just speak from the heart, being from the fans, just like the Warriors. Tonight I got to give them credit. They went into, especially off a layoff. You never know how a team's going to respond going on the road. I thought what was pretty cool tonight, and I will give this to the fans. It seemed like, Dan, I don't know what you broadcast you get, but it seemed like it was like 60-40 Kings Warrior fans. There was a lot
I
of
get
Warrior
the
fans.
NBC Sports Bay Area. I listen to Bob Fitzgerald.
Okay, the homers. But yeah, it seemed like there was a lot, because it was so weird. You watch a layup, and then you heard the big roar, and then you hear it down on the other side too. So the Warriors fans showed up very, very well.
You guys want to see? We were talking about Matt Chapman. You guys want to see the tale of Matt Chapman? The two tales of Matt Chapman in the same game. This is what we see. This is Matt Chapman in a nutshell, right here. Same game last year.
Wraps this one fair. Chapman, look at this play. Go.
That's the look. Just put the ball in play, dude. Just stop. Situational hitting. Don't try and kill it. That's what killed the Giants all last year.
230, 217, 234, 228 in runners scoring position. Yeah, that's definitely worth $30 million a year. Good job, Buster. I don't trust. It happens. It happens. But Dan, back to tonight. I'm satisfied for one thing, because I think too many times Kerr does so many different things. Stick with a lineup that works. There's no reason not to start the starting five again. You're going to be able to take Dallas. All you got to do is figure out, because they're missing their big two, who's going to guard. And it doesn't matter if their star player scores 60, as long as you shut everybody else down. Make them work for it. So,
yeah, everybody hit that like button if you would. That would be great. Really helps push out the show to more people. Really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
They've got coming up on the schedule. They've got.
Let's take a look at it.
Let's take a look at the. Let's take it the UMA out of town scoreboard.
There you go.
Let me pull up the schedule. Warriors, Golden State. Okay. Well, which one do we want to go by? Because the last time I looked at the schedule, it changed.
Yeah, so I'm on the ESPN one, sir.
All right, here we go. ESPN. All right. So today is February 21st. All right, so we're going to look at this schedule.
And a strange start. I don't remember the Warriors actually playing on a Sunday at 12:30.
That's usually a playoff.
Except maybe Christmas. Yeah.
All right. So we got, it says 1:30 on mine because I'm an hour ahead of you.
Yeah.
Okay, so they should win against Dallas. They should beat Charlotte.
Yep.
They should beat Orlando. They should beat Philly. They should beat Charlotte again. I think the Knicks will be tough. They've got a fairly easy schedule going forward compared
until
to
that. Yeah. Go back up. This is when it gets tough.
Milwaukee, Denver,
the Knicks, and then Denver, Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Toronto, they should beat, but Atlanta's good. Then they go to Miami. That's a tough road trip. Look how many road games they have. San Antonio, again, they're getting another break without their center, who's going to be out. And then you go to Memphis, Lakers, Denver, Houston. On some of these games where they have, they just got to make sure they don't lose 4 or 5 in a row.
Right.
Even if you go 2 and 3, that's better than going 1 and 4. You can't have these big losing streaks. Definitely, with so little games left. You just can't make sure you don't lose 2, 3, 4 in a row. It doesn't matter if you're on a road. Somehow split some way.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it looks like a different team, though. It just does. It's acting like they're with Butler just being able to, take the ball down low. He doesn't force too much. If anything, he passes when he should shoot.
Yeah, he's unselfish. I agree. Like, I remember last game, he had 2 layups. Instead, he went up for, threw it out for a 3-pointer. One, they, connected, and the other one was a turnover. But, I think, to tell you the truth, I think the key to the second half of them going is really Buddy Hield. I mean, when Buddy Hield, goes 8 for 11, say he goes 4 for 6 from 3-pointers or 5 for 7, the Warriors almost become unbeatable. Why? Because now you really got to concentrate on Hield. Everybody else is open. You can't double Steph. You can't double Jimmy when he's in. So, he's really an important part of this team. Now, he's had a couple good games. We've seen this all year. He just needs to be more consistent. If he's consistent, the Warriors should be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the Warriors, as Mike says, they should at least make the play-in game. They have an outside shot at the 6th. The 6th seed's tough because that's probably going to be the Clippers. 24 losses. The Warriors are 3 losses behind them. And the Clippers, where the Warriors,
they just got to win. They got to be 500 in the Pacific Division.
The Warriors own the tiebreakers over the wrong teams. They own the tiebreakers over the Thunder, the Grizzlies, the Rockets, but they don't own the tiebreakers over the Clippers. Oh, and the T-Wolves, I think. But they got to, they got to get that with Dallas and the Clippers. Clippers
sort of have their number.
I wonder what the Clippers schedule looks like. Let me take a look. Clippers full schedule. Let's see. Okay, Clippers February 23rd. They play at Indiana. Oh, okay. They got a tough road trip coming up.
They probably got that one that we just had to do. All these teams in the West have to. Here,
look at the Clippers. I got it right here, Lou. Look at this. Okay, they got Indiana at Detroit.
Tough, back-to-back.
Chicago's easy, but then they got L.A. twice.
Look at that road trip. That's pretty tough. Right after the All-Star break,
and then they got to go to Phoenix. That's kind of weird. They have a back-to-back.
Well, because they both play in L.A.
But it's,
you know what I mean.
But it's both home games, so they're home games in LA.
Yeah, but it's they use the same locker room. They use the same.
No,
arena.
They got different arenas now.
Oh no, that's right. I keep thinking. Sorry, I forgot that the other one. Yeah.
And then they kind of play the. That's
not easy either.
Oh, they still got to play Cleveland, Memphis, OKC, at New York, at Cleveland. They got Cleveland twice. That's good.
That's tough.
Hopefully, if you can somehow sneak past, maybe that last game is for the 6th seed. Warriors, Clippers.
Could be. Yeah, you don't want to be in the play-in. I mean, that's last resort. Because, you have one tough night, one bad night, don't get some calls, and all of a sudden the season's over.
Right.
But that's tough right there. And they just lost at Milwaukee. And then you got to go to Indiana Sunday. And then you got to go to Detroit. Like I said, Detroit's good. Detroit's 11 games over 500 these days, I think. So
let me look.
Take a look.
Are they?
What's the record?
Let me pull up here. Hold on. I got to get to the standings. Detroit. They're only 4 over.
Oh, they're only 4. Sorry, I thought they were. I thought they won like. Oh, they're 4-9 in the division.
Yeah. All right. This.
Oh, Indiana. God, they're the ones that got hot. Sorry, I got confused. But still, like Detroit won at San Antonio night, and they were up 20. So it's no gimme with them.
All right. I've reached my limit.
All right, no problem. No, it was good. Big win tonight, and we'll go from here. And then, most importantly, everyone stay healthy. Vitamin C in the morning.
Yes. Vitamin C, vitamin D. Yeah, gotta get that. All right, guys, we'll be back. I don't know if we'll do a show tomorrow night. I'd like to, but I
let's do one Sunday. We can do a little bit after the Warriors celebration, and I think that might be something to talk about.
we've got our Sunday night hot corner anyway. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the hot corner. Should Iguodala? That's another great topic. Who on the Warriors should be retired and who shouldn't?
Yeah. We got 2 shows Sunday. We got a Warriors Dallas, and then we got hot corner with Eric and Glenn.
Oh yeah, the hot corner
Sunday night.
It was big last week. I had to step in.
So hopefully I can. Hopefully my head will be on straight.
48 hours.
And,
try to get better.
Yeah.
Try to get better.
I'll have 2 more antibiotics in me tomorrow and Sunday. So yeah. All right. Hopefully I'll feel better. All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us like usual.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. We appreciate it. And we will go out with the band, and we will catch you on
They're always a little bit better after a win. Have you noticed that, Dan?
Yeah.
The band, they get more fired up.
Yeah, they get a little fired up.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Sounds good.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot
Our sponsors.
I got to get to Better. Hold on, guys.
Oh, Better. Yeah.
BETR, the official daily fantasy sponsor of NorCal Sports Network. Go download the app Better on your Android or your iPhone and put in the promo code NCSN. NCSN for a deposit match up to $250 plus a free pick. You know what, Lou? We got to have a pick for Better. Let's work on a pick for Better for Sunday, and then we'll promote it.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right, guys. Back to the music, and thanks again for being part of NorCal Sports Network.